So day 2 of the Emergencies Act in federal court concluded today, and it was really interesting to hear all of the arguments made by a number of different lawyers that were before the federal court Justice Mosley. And there was a lot of discussion about really whether or not the government has established a record and evidence about whether or not it was justified in using the Emergencies Act. And it started in the morning with a lawyer saying that the federal government has to show that it's used all of the tools in the toolbox that it had before invoking the Emergencies Act. And it had a half a sentence is basically what they provided for justification for using that. Should that be sufficient for Canadians to invoke the Emergencies Act, half a sentence? I think that Canadians deserve a lot more, and I think that argument was really well made by the lawyer making it. Then we heard a lot about due process. What due process means is that when you're charged with something in criminal court, there's certain criteria that the police have to do. So, they have to read you their rights. They have to tell you what you're charged with. There's due process that has been established so that everybody in Canada knows what the rules are and how to go through the system. What the argument was being made today is that in respect of a lot of what happened during the Emergencies Act, none of the due process happened. People's bank accounts were frozen without any information, without any due process, in that the government didn't go to court, ask a judge for an order to seize or freeze their bank accounts. So in essence, what the federal government did is they took away people's ability to get basic food and shelter like any human being should have. And at the end, Bathsheba Vanderberg came in with a really great argument about basic human rights and what is expected from countries like Canada that pride themselves to be forthcoming and, advanced modern democracies, and we're not even giving Canadians basic human rights. It doesn't matter what is going on. If you want citizens to abide by rule of law, guess what, government? You have to abide by the rule as law as well. That's how it works in a democracy. Otherwise, we're all in trouble.